Okay, I'm recording.
Yay.
But yeah, so I totally lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
The duplicating what you put on your personal page and moving it over to your like page. Yep.
So Bonnie Engel does that? She does the same posts?
That's what she said.
Oh, wow. See, I don't do that at all. I probably should do that. So I guess it doesn't really matter because if the same person sees the post more than once, they're not going to think that much because they probably see your post more than once anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So are you staggering the time that you're doing that?
Yeah. So I have it. I don't like do one, like, it's not like bam, bam. Like I usually, like I post on my personal page just like I normally would. And then like, it's not even always stuff necessarily from the same day. Sometimes I just like go and like, if I need a workout post, like I'll just grab one from maybe the day before. Like I'm just using the same content. Sometimes it's like the same day, same kind of flow. Sometimes it's different. I haven't really come up with a real formula, but I was just feeling like I was treading water trying to find more stuff to post on that other page. And I was like, this is silly. I have all this content. And most of the people who like my page, you know, maybe they're seeing it twice, maybe they're not seeing it at all. Who knows? But I don't know. I'm trying it.
Yeah. And I feel like the most successful like pages that I'm looking at when I go to look at people's like pages who have successful like pages, they have more of them and their face and what they're doing than like just like a picture off Pinterest or something or something that someone else made.
Yeah.
Which is tough. I mean, if you're trying to post on a personal and a like page, sometimes you just need to use.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, I felt like I was just not like being cheap about my like page, but just like wasn't giving it anything of value, wasn't giving it anything of me. It was just like a place to post random stuff, which just seemed silly. I'm like, if I'm going to put the time and energy into this, I might as well actually do a decent post. I might as well use stuff that I'm creating on my personal page too. So yeah, that's what I've been doing the last few weeks. And I mean, I feel like I do get more likes because it's actual good stuff. But yeah, I'm sure people are seeing it twice, but oh well. I mean, I think my ultimate goal is to have way more likes than maybe friends, like ultimately, that's the whole idea, so that it doesn't matter because there's going to be all these people over here on the like page that don't see stuff on my personal page necessarily, or, one way or the other. So I think that's the long-term goal. So I guess it would be fine.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like they control who sees your posts, and sometimes nothing is seen like in a whole day, and it's like, what is going on here? I actually have
Facebook learned
times asking them what's going on.
Yeah. Facebook monitors what you pay for. So if you're sponsoring ads a lot, these are all things I paid for a like page training thing. And I've been doing that. So I've learned a ton of things that I had no idea that Facebook was doing. But if you sponsor ads a lot or boost ads a lot, Facebook watches you do that. And so if you don't do those things, and they monitor your wording. So if you put something out there and you don't boost it, the reach is going to be like 0. No one's going to see it because they know that you're going to pay for it. So then they're going to make you pay for it so that people see it. So you have to be really careful about when you're doing the sponsored or boost ads before you get a substantial following. Once you get over like 5 or 10,000 likes, then Facebook kind of backs off because clearly you're doing something right at that point.
Then they start picking on you on your personal page. And if you try to post anything that looks like an ad,
right. Yeah.
Well, I guess actually though, I have found that you can sort of test the waters. If something does really well on your personal page, it'll probably do pretty good on the like page. But if it totally gets crickets on your personal page, don't even try it on your like. I mean, don't even bother boosting it because it might not really be that great.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking to myself because I still do that. But
I mean, the rules have definitely changed, obviously, like within probably weeks versus years since I started mine, but I still see the best traction with shareable content as far as building your following. I mean, of course, you can't control who those followers are, you know, if they're really going to be in your niche market. But still, if I share like I can't remember what it was, but just the most random stuff like flourless chocolate chip banana muffins will get shared 175 times, which will then give me an additional like 300 followers that I wouldn't have, you know, so I still think shareable content is the focus. And I'm no guru at all. I honestly throw darts in the dark at my like page and I just learn as I go. But as far as like what you guys were talking about earlier with stock photos versus like personal photos, I agree with that. I think personal photos are obviously better because it's you branding yourself, but somebody is not going to share a selfie of you with a quote on it versus a really pretty whatever photo that you found or photo that you took yourself. They will share that. They're not going to share my face where they don't know me, you know? So I think that's important to keep in mind too when we're trying to build a following and post shareable content. I think it's really good to brand yourself and have it be you, but just remember, like, strangers aren't going to share us until they know us, but they will share a muffin recipe 195 times. The other thing that I did recently, I'm doing a ton of trial and error because that's the only thing I know how to do, but I was watching, I think it was Nick Unsworth again. It was a newer video, but he talks about a like campaign, which you probably are all doing, but just for sake of conversation, the ad that you would run just to promote your page, not a specific post, but he says the key to that is in the wording, like click like if you love something. And so for me, I'm doing click like if you love makeup and muscles is one that I'm doing right now that's doing well. And so then that obviously attracts people who, you know, look at Sephora or look at CrossFit or whatever. So that's a thought if you guys want to run a trial of something to see if it could get you more niche people to follow you. But I mean, right now I have a ton of ads going. I probably have 8 ads going right now because the only way you figure out what works is when it runs for a little while and then you figure out this is working, this is not working. So right now I have 4 ads that go until December like 27th or something. And then I have 4 ads that are ongoing that will go forever. And it's like a daily amount. And right now, honestly, the daily one, the ongoing ones, it feels like it takes a little while for them to get going, you know, obviously because you're spending a certain amount daily versus the ones that are in a shorter period. But I don't know, it's hard to say, to be honest. It's kind of all over the place, but I run ads every month and that's where my cold market comes from. I mean, some YouTube, but like page is, and I run them on training groups. I run an ad on a challenge group or on a training group that's coming up specifically. But I also have 30,000 followers over the last however many, you know, months. So
do you mean your actual graphic is your actual graphic for your ad for your page boost says it's like a picture of you and click like if you like makeup and muscle?
No, that would be good though. That would be a good project to do. But let me find it, what it looks like.
That little box where you have like,
I think it's my cover photo. That's the
there's the little box. You have like 90 characters. I just did one tonight just because I haven't like boosted.
Oh, the little blurb that you put above the picture.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the click like if you love and then whatever you're promoting or sharing about or whatever. That's the like campaign he talks about.
That's a good idea.
So you're just using the banner for the page as the ad, and then it's all about the wording of
you draw them in, and then they have the option. From my understanding, they have the option right there on the news feed to like page right there. If like, ask your ad, whatever it is.
Cool. Now I gotta find your ad so I can see what it looks like.
It's really loud. There's like 3 little boys running around. But I wanted to just share something. I don't know if Lindsay is on the call, but she, Yeah, okay. Hey, she shared a video from Danielle Natoni yesterday, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Danielle Natoni has like 120,000 likes, and she's like, her training was like, you shut that personal page down now. You shut it down. You don't go there. You just do the likes. She's like, nobody's gonna want to interact on your personal page if you give them the option to do on your or on your like page if you give them the option. And she's like, you've got to make them go over there. You've got to make them like it. And you've got to tag yourself in every picture. And then it's going to show up in your personal. That's how it shows up in your personal feed. And then it's like, then I was like, well, I'm thinking about it. And I'm thinking, well, if you really are doing a good job with forming and targeting and you're liking and commenting, then those are the people who are going to see your tags.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It kind of blew my mind when I saw it. And I mean, I've been posting only my personal page since yesterday. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm showing up in your all's feeds. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yes.
Your stuff last night. Well, that's Shalene Johnson's training. I mean, she said
Okay.
Kelsey Pearson does that for the most part. Tara Carr does that. Danielle does that. I don't know who else, but yeah.
It's scary though, because it's like, some people over here still have to private invite and have 800 likes.
Right.
But so then my question was, so I just want to throw that out there if none of you have heard that. I'm sorry it's so loud.
So
They're
are they doing all their messaging through the like page then too?
that's what I have a question about, because I don't know how you do that. Like with me, I can't, on my like page, like I go to someone's page and there's no option to message or friend or, do you all have the option to message and friend?
Yeah. No. Not friend. Message.
You do, Peyton?
It's message. You don't need to friend them.
You can set the call to action at the top of your like page to say message me or message now or something like that.
Yeah, but they can message me, but can I message
She's
them?
talking about messaging them from the like page. You can't unless you friend request personally.
Yeah.
Ash, I know your question. Turn your audio off and I'll ask there's not too many. Okay, so no, Ash and I were discussing this because I saw the call. Someone shared it in my a 1-star call with corporate, and so I messaged her, and she actually got back to me really fast. So she said that when you're setting up your like page, you have to pick community, and so maybe that's where it comes from, is that you can message whoever is liking you, and so she messages them right there, but she said then she cycles them right into her email chain. So you kind of have to have more set up than just your page, but she has absolutely everything on her like page, and then occasionally tags herself so that it's like over in her feed, and leaves her Facebook personal actual page for people tagging her as well as tagging from her like page. Because also she said if you're sharing your content in both places, people are seeing it in both places, and it makes you salesy and annoying. Where if you put it over on your like page and then you tag your personal page, it only shows up in their newsfeed once, and it's the best content, and it's not annoying and in their face. It's just what they want to see. So it made a lot of sense. It was a genius call. I was trying to copy and paste the link to send to you guys, but I couldn't from my phone, so I can share in the Diamond group when I can get on a computer. But
Yeah, I was just looking on my like page, and if anybody comments on anything, it automatically gives me like, reply, or message.
Yeah, I'm looking at mine too, because I used to be community, and then when they did the whole Facebook Live broadcast thing, I switched mine over. I did some research and I switched mine over to public figure for no reason, because I can't do anything. But yeah, I can also like, reply, or message if they comment from a public figure page.
so only if they comment, though. They would have to comment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I mean, I don't know if this is what you guys do, but what I do is if they like it, if they like a challenge group post or something, I'll be on my personal page and friend request them from my personal page on my like. That's what I do.
Yeah, that would work too. It's more a safety. I mean, that's always their standpoint, is that Facebook doesn't want you to
shut
your
down.
business. So it's like less and less flags so that you don't get shut down.
But what I'm having problems with now, and maybe you guys are way smarter than me, but I made the mistake of having my like page login the exact same as my personal login, which is what screwed me when I got hacked, because I couldn't log in at all. So now I'm trying to figure out how to assign a separate login to my like page. Does that make sense? To my personal page. So if you guys have, you guys haven't set up a like page yet, do a separate email address than your personal. So that way, if that happens to you, you don't have a problem. You can just operate from your like page.
Yeah. The other thing that just reminded me that I thought was a big aha moment was she said the reason to post all your content on your like page is that that's a public website. So like if you, and I didn't know because I just assumed my Facebook is public, everyone can see it. If someone doesn't have a Facebook and they go to my private page, they can't see any of my content at all unless they log in for a Facebook account. If someone searches you and you have a like page, that's a website for you. And so it allows you to reach people who aren't even on Facebook with all of your Facebook content, which I think most of us, that's our best content.
Yeah.
There's also something, Brittany, I don't know if this would help you. It's called like maybe you have this. It's like business for Facebook, business.facebook.
Yeah.
And so then you can set admins. So I have to run my like page through Sam because my account is still messed up and I can't do video files. So that's like a kind of a safety guard too, as I think, as long as you
assign roles.
As long as you had roles, then you would.
Yeah. I didn't have that before I got hacked, but that was something I found in my restless nights of research to do. So definitely do that if you haven't. And just for safety, if you haven't added your spouse as admin to your team pages yet, you definitely do that, or your success partner. I wanted to show you, Laura, I found what it looks like, the like campaign ad or whatever. This one, the click like if you love makeup and muscle. So it just has my cover photo. And then they have the option right there just to like it really quick.
Nice.
And then I think this one, I targeted, I think here, but I left it wide. I left it super wide. US and Canada, 24 to 37 women, and Lululemon and Sephora, and that's all. That's what I'm doing right now. So I'll say something else. What I've learned, I haven't implemented yet just because it's so tedious, but what I've learned about like page ads, is that when you're targeting, they really want you to target just one thing per ad. Like, okay, so for those of you who may not be that familiar with them, let's just say you have a post that you'd like to run an ad on, and you want to target young moms or something that have a certain interest level. So you take the post, you create an ad for your age range, women, and instead of doing J. Crew, Sephora, Paper Source, all these interests in one, you do one for J. Crew, then you do another one for Sephora, then you do another one for CrossFit, and then you do another one for whatever else your target audience is.
So if you're say you're running the same ad 5 times with 5 different targets, you're not spending 100 on each target.
No, because it's what's the terms, like clicks for impressions or something. I don't know the terms. But that way in a couple days you see how the ads are doing. More than likely, 1 or 2 or 3 are going to be doing much better than the other ones, and you just turn the other ones off.
Okay.
Obviously, that's a lot. The reason I haven't done that really that well is just because there's so much to keep track of, to be honest. But that's what Nick Unsworth really recommends, to really figure out how to get the lowest cost of like clicks. I can get mine down to I've gotten mine down to 6 cents per click, but that's rare. It's usually more like 20 to 30 cents is what I'm usually at.
Mm-hmm.
But
I just wanted to share one thing that was really successful for me to get likes and actually meet the people was doing a free clean eating group and posting your ad for the free clean eating group on your like page, and do a contest where they have to refer, whoever refers the most people by tagging them that actually join the clean eating group gets will get a prize. And I used the one that worked the best for me was the simplest selfie. Me, like with a handout, and it was like 5-day clean eating group, and it was just, and I can even post the picture, but it was just 20% text, really simple. And I posted it on personal and like page. And on the like page, it got like 30 comments with people saying yes, 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 and tagging people. So that was really successful. I got a lot of likes from that, plus a lot of people that I actually became friends with and built relationships with, obviously, because if they're in your clean eating group, you're going to build a relationship with them. And then also, I'm doing like a Bible study group, and I've done a couple of those before. And if you post about that on your like page, or even any kind of strictly value group, can get a really good response because it's free. And even the coaching, the sneak peek groups do really well with a boost on the like page too, I've found.
That's cool to hear, because I was thinking I'm doing this early bird group right now, which is going fine and great, and it is what I kind of expected it to be, but I kind of wished I hosted the group as my like page instead of my personal page. Have any of you done that before? You know how, I don't even know if you can do it, but you know how like on your like page, the top part says like write a post, something about an event, something about an offer, something about a photo. I was wondering if we can run events as our like page. Do you guys know?
I did that with, what did I do that with? Okay, so the sneak peek that we just had, I created an event with my like page. Now I'm brand new to like pages, like a fresh month in, but I opened it as my like page. So when I posted about it, it showed up not on my personal page. Like I couldn't even find it in events. I can only find it, but I used that as my invite to the sneak peek, as I said, have you seen this event? So everyone was followed to that, and in that event page is where I had the link to join the actual sneak peek groups. It's kind of like layers of impression. You know?
Yeah, that's
Trying
what
to
I did
follow
with
them
Early
down.
Bird, which was good, but I didn't do it with my like page.
I didn't even know if it was going to work, but I mean,
Did right?
I saw
mean,
it.
the event actually worked.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't necessarily know how to like invite people because it was totally trial and error. But
Yeah.
it showed up on my like page.
But it's like, I don't know. I obviously have no idea, but I'm just thinking like if, like Laura Bazel's point, if you host like a 5-day clean eating group or whatever, and you host the event as your like page, sponsor the event a week before it starts or something, you target a whole new audience, they can just hop into the event. Then you've got like a brand new set. I mean, theoretically, then you have like a brand new set of people to then start interacting with. I don't know. I'm not sure, but.
So I've like joined other coaches events that they've done on their like pages, like just like clean eating or crockpot or whatever, just to get like ideas and stuff. And so what I've seen them do is they run the event through their like page. So you join the event, and then before the event's supposed to start, they'll post a link to the group because the group has to be through their personal page.
Right.
So they post the link in the event, and everyone has to join that group for the actual crockpot group or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I think you have to be friends with I think you have to accept the friend request to be able to be added to the group. So you're adding all of these friends and then funneling them into your group on your personal page.
Yeah.
So do you guys remember when there was like, and I know Brittany, you were posting about it, when Facebook came out with the new rules about having a limited number of groups open and not advertising on your personal page and everything, and how, and do you know where I've searched everywhere for that post where did you see that information?
I could tell you exactly because I remember it like it was yesterday. It was, okay, so Tara Carr posted in the wall about this because her, Jimmy Nelson, and somebody else, their accounts got like suspended or something, like locked or something. And it was because Facebook whatever, I don't know exactly, but basically because they were running a business through their personal page. And so that's where Chalene Johnson came in, because Tara is mentored also by Chalene Johnson. So then Chalene taught this whole thing on, you need to be running your business exclusively through your like page, et cetera, et cetera. So Tara just posted in the wall as a leader, just, hey, heads up, this happened to my account. It was a little crazy, to be honest, because it felt like doomsday, like everyone's going to die if you don't have a like page right now. But she meant well. She was trying to warn people because it happened to her. But a new coach in the wall took that, screenshotted it, and shared it with their entire team, and it got blown way out of proportion. So that's where that came from. But her account was suspended for a couple days or whatever.
Is that part about, you know, if you post the ads on your personal page and you're going to slowly lose your affinity? Do you think that that's true?
I don't think they monitor that closely, to be honest, but I guess it could be.
'Cause I'm the kind of person that I'll hear one thing and like it just my mind just goes with it. So like I'm like, oh,
I mean,
this
Facebook
looks like an ad. Lose my affinity. No wonder I'm getting crickets. You know. But no,
I don't even have a customer service number, so I don't know. I mean, I find that hard to believe that they're monitoring that closely. But if you have a following, like somebody like Tara Carr, you know, on a personal page, or like Matt Way or Chalene Johnson, then yeah, I think they probably could monitor that closer. I don't know though.
Well, in response to that, what I've been doing, and I've noticed that some of you guys are doing it too. You will make a post it's totally like an ad, but it doesn't look like an ad, you know? And I've been trying to do way more of those on the personal page. And I feel like that has been working a little bit better. But man, maybe I need to shut it down and just move. Like Laura
I was going to ask, are you guys, Lindsay, are you thinking about doing that? Ashley, are you in thoughts or?
Yeah, it sounds like Ashley said she did. I'm definitely going to. I'm just in this limbo right now of finishing out my last 3 shifts at work. So I feel like everything's January 1st.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to kind of do both for now. Just start putting as much content over there, but still some onto my page, because I think I do have a good following. I don't want to miss them. I don't have an email chain ready, so I don't feel ready to just throw into it, where I know Ashley has an email chain set up, good to go. Yeah. So that's once the emails are set, then I'll go all in with the link.
So you mean an email chain of everyone?
Well, like a kind of email subscription. So Ashley uses Aweber. I had signed up for that, but I just didn't set up enough to keep paying for it, so I stopped. MailChimp, anything that you can put out like a broadcast that'll send to everybody in your contact list. They have to subscribe to it, so you're not soliciting. They've accepted that they're going to get emails from you, and then it's another way to directly send them content or exposure. So there's kind of like a whole web system of just kind of hitting them. I mean, I signed up for Shalene's just so that I could see what kind of content she gets, or Darren's, or just other coaches, so that I can see how many just stuff, freemiums, value they're adding before they kind of invite me to something, or like mention it very small at the bottom, coach webinar or challenge group or whatever. So having those kind of like emails set to go with just value to get in their mailbox every week, and be a couple weeks ahead so you can work on it, and then have some already going the week that you're working. So once I have that system set up and a few weeks content ahead, then I'll go all in with the like page. Yeah.
Does that make sense to you guys?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
I mean, I understand what she's saying. Kind of like Brittany, you were saying you were doing a value newsletter.
Yeah, which I totally dropped the ball on.
Jab, right hook.
Right.
My New Year's resolution is to follow through with something, but I think I'm just going to take a blog post every 2 weeks and turn it into a newsletter, because every time I try to create a brand new thing, I just don't follow through. So I'm going to do my very best to duplicate as much content as possible and use that as value. So like a recipe or a fitness hack or something that I blog about, that'll just be my, what I learned that is from Melissa McAllister. I'm on her list. A lot of her content is all about intermittent fasting, because that's her thing. But I love her style because she doesn't have a regular email thing. So she's not like every Monday, I'm going to email you. She just emails you when she feels like she has something valuable to tell you. And so that way, when I get for me anyways, when I get an email from Melissa McAllister, I open it because I know that's her thing. You know, she doesn't send them out regularly just to fill like some space on a blog post or on a template. She just sends stuff out when it's helpful. So anyway, I appreciate that style. So I think that's what I'm going to go with.
If it helps, so this is where the system comes. I went through like Shalene's Marketing Impact Academy, and I don't have it. Like, I am working at the system, but it's kind of big. But basically, the overview, and you guys may all know this, it's basically give something for free to get their email. Then you want 5 to 7 emails that are all value. Then you go for the baby punch, and that would be like a free group. And then you get them in the free group, and it's inviting them straight from, it's like automated emails. So you're not sending it out. You just write 7 emails up front. And if you have good blog post, it can be blog post, it can be recipes, whatever. And then so you invite them to the baby group, and that's where you earn their trust. Then after the baby group, the free group, whatever the mid-size freemium, that's when then the big right hook is. But it's evergreen, so you're not like, oh, I have to write it. Because I mean, in my other business before, I would write a newsletter, and I'm like, now I look back, I'm like, that was all about me. That was not helpful to them. That was not value filled for them. But when you're forced to sit down and write a 5 to 10 email journey where you start them with the freemium, like if you look at any of my stuff, you'll see this month is a planner, like a goal setting planner. I paid someone to make it. They charged me way too much. Should have given them a price. But that's what I'm trying to get people's email with. So they download it. I get their email. I've only written 1 email in this series. I'm like behind. But the goal is to take their minds from starting point A, whatever it is, to end point is you need this. So I don't know if that helps, but that's
No, that was good.
the journey. That's an automated journey. It just takes, you have to make the freemiums. You have to figure out what you offer. You have to figure out what your email journey is. But then once you do that, you have it set up, then it's a sales funnel because you always have those emails. So if you can build that email list, let's say you have 5,000 people, that's even better than 5,000 likes because 5,000 emails go straight to their inbox.
Yeah.
So that's just everything I keep hearing is build the email list. And it's not working for me now. I've got like 200 people. It's not like it's some, but I'm like, well, I'm not Amy Porterfield. I bought her webinar, that converts thing. And I know it was $1,000, $99 every month. And she has over 900 people in that group within 1 month. I'm like, she just made $1 million. Like, she just made $1 million. Like, crazy. So that's who I'm listening to.
Yeah. Somebody asked about, Ashley, you were asking about like the tipping point for likes and interaction. I don't know, man. I mean, it's like it's so random for me. It's like I don't know. Like in my like page, I didn't really start to see actual traction until last November. And at that point, that was working on my like page, you know, blindly, but working on it for over a year at that point. But I think it was at like the 10,000 like mark where I felt like I had some traction in my, you know, boosted posts and in my, like I said, when I posted a good recipe or something, people shared it. I don't know.
So traction is, do you define by like the engagement becoming a certain point?
Well, that, and like if you decide to spend the money on an actual post, like you have people to target. It's like, you know, I don't know. I mean, 10,000 for me was when I felt like I started to get actual paying customers from my like page, not just people like, oh, I want to do something for free, you know? But to me, it's been all around ads. I have not, and I know some people do run very successful like pages without paying for ads. I don't know how to do that, but mine's all ads based. Which I think a lot of people are doing ads now. So I think that also might be affecting a lot of things with pages with less followers right now because so many people are doing like pages now.
I was going to say that I've noticed that in probably like the last 3 months, I feel like, because I've been running ads for a while, just like playing around with them and trying them out. I feel like in the last 3 months, it's gotten a lot harder because I don't have a lot of followers, but I feel like every person with a like page that has a couple hundred followers is running the same ads every Sunday night, every Friday, you know, whatever it is. And it's just like, whatever the targeting is, we're all targeting people who shop at Lululemon and J. Crew, you know, so it's like all of this same stuff. And like, you can like go on your Facebook page and you just see nothing but sponsored ads on a Sunday night. And I'm like,
are you liking a lot of coaches' like pages?
no, I try not to because I don't want to see their stuff.
Yeah.
Because I find that the more like pages you like, the more ads you're going to see, because one of the things you can click is people who like your page and their friends. So if you like Melanie Mitro's like page or something, when she runs an ad like that, you're going to see her post, and then all your friends are going to see her post too.
Yeah. No, I don't, but I think it's the target. I think, you know, sort of all of our target audiences are really similar, where you're targeting, you know, just people who like similar things. And so I think that all of our target audiences are all in like this small kind of circle.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just like our personal page, though. I think, honestly, I know I've been way too generic on my like page because, honestly, it's just felt like sink or swim with a like page. You just like do your best until you start treading water and getting your head above. But honestly, my content has been absolutely mediocre for 2.5 years, just to try to get some traction. And it's worked, but it's like, you know, we learn about our personal page to be very niche oriented, to be, you know, to identify your 5 things that you love to talk about or whatever. And our like pages, it feels like we throw that out the window and we're just like random. At least I am, you know, I'm like random, like DIY tips. I'm like, I love DIY, but that's not really my thing, but I'm just putting up a DIY because I found it on Pinterest. I'm like, maybe someone wants to know about this. So for me, my goal is to get much more niche oriented, even more so with my like page, just like I am with my personal page, because I think I'm being way too generic. Because like you said, Corey, like all these coaches, honestly, to be fair, coaches that have much less experience than all of you guys are just throwing stuff at the wall, because that's what we all do until we figure something out. But it's like, I think the only way we're going to ever be set apart is by, you know, really kind of running with our own thing, our own style. I mean, not to put like Ashley on a pedestal, but I think Ashley's stuff is so unique to her. I mean, it's very her style. It's not like everybody else's stuff. It seems like Ashley's problem right now is just that the following's not there yet, but that's just a matter of time, you know?
You guys, I just figured something I think might be really big out. I just sat down at my computer finally, and Sam's profile was up. And so Sam doesn't do anything, you know, no settings with his profile. I looked, and it's all of the posts that I made yesterday from my like page. So they're all grouped together. All the pictures are grouped together. And then I go to the next one because he doesn't post a lot. And it's my post from yesterday that I tagged him in. So what this shows me is that if you have your setting on your personal page so that anybody can like, anybody who tags you shows up, you know what I'm saying? Because like I don't have that on my personal page because I didn't want people to just post random things. Does that make sense? I didn't want their tags to show up on my timeline. But if you do take that setting off to where people's tags do show up on your timeline, then that could really benefit you because your timeline pictures are what show. Because then if somebody goes and interacts with this picture, they think it's just on Sam's timeline. But if they go and interact with it, they're interacting with my like page. So I think that's like humongous. And it also shows me that if they're going to group these tags together, it's like 5 different posts into one collage, that maybe you should post your just boring family stuff like everybody else, just be Joe Schmo on your personal page so that it breaks up and it makes these into 5 different posts.
Yeah.
That's big, right? That's huge, guys, right?
It does that. I've worked through that before. It does that to me, even if they're on separate, I'm trying to see how to like say this out loud.
It clumps them together if you tag everything with your personal page, it'll put like all of them clumped together on your page. But if you just tag like once a week, a really good
Is
post.
that just my computer?
No, it's breaking up.
Okay. Laura, you're going like really robot mode right now.
I'll type it.
I'm trying to say, was it?
Say it again, Laura.
Oh wait, there you are. Yeah.
Oh, am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. No, I've noticed that if I tag a really important post from the like page like once a week, it just goes onto my personal page as if it's just on my personal page. Like it kind of blends in. But if you tag like yourself every single post you do, then it clumps them all together. Like
Yeah.
that. Which
Yeah.
in the sense of what she's saying isn't really that bad, because she's just trying to like sort of put it in everybody's face that they just need to go to her like page to see this stuff.
Well, it's not showing up like on my personal page. On my personal page, none of my like page posts that I tagged myself in show up. But it's because I have a setting that I made it to where like I didn't want people that tagged me to show up in my feed. So like because I didn't want, like a birthday party picture to ruin my branding. But now I'm thinking that actually would behoove me, because if someone's like, oh, who's this Ashley girl? And they interact, then when they like and comment, they're liking and commenting, even though they think they're on my personal page, the post that they're liking and commenting is on my like page. So then it's going to boost that. So it's just a setting I'm saying that Sam has differently, that I think I actually won't, because I see this now, want to change it.
You can actually.
Yeah, but Ash, you can do it where it like you can approve it.
Yeah.
to be
Allow on
You
timeline,
don't
right?
see like those ugly pictures that people tag you in. You're
Okay,
like,
that's
why did
right.
you
Like
do
the
that?
Oakley's ads or
So bad.
yeah.
So I just need to like keep up with my notifications. That makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's like the best of
And
both
I
worlds.
think I'm trying to think of how I've done this before. I think because I've had the same thing where I know I've tagged myself, Kelly, that it's not showing up on my personal page, but then I'll go back as my personal page. I'll go back to the like page, click on the picture, and on the top right it says hidden from timeline, and you can click that and say allowed on timeline. For me, I don't know if that's every time, but I feel like that's
Yeah.
before.
Usually, like at the top, if you select it to where you have to like accept or deny, then it'll say like at the top of your page, it'll have like a little like notification saying like you have 2 pending posts or whatever, and that's where you like click that, and then you say
Mine's
like
never
yes or
done
no or
that for
whatever.
my like page. I
I'm gonna
tag
show you an
myself in a
example.
weird way though, and I thought you had to do it this way for it to work, but it never works.
Where you
for me
refresh
any other
it.
way. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Is it where you refresh it and go to the old
Yeah, I post the post on the like page, and then I right click on the image, and then it says open in a new window. And then I open it into a new window, and then I tag myself in that one, and it will allow me to tag myself in that one. And then it usually shows up on my personal page. If
I
Facebook
basically do the same thing. Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work. It just
I'm trying to find an example.
weird.
Oh,
If
here's
you
an
have an
example.
ad that doesn't do well though, complain to Facebook though, because I had one that like it spent like $25 in like a couple hours, and I was like, what? I emailed them, and they gave me a refund.
Oh wow.
So
Okay, I actually found something.
Do you see
online.
that allowed on timeline?
Yeah, it was all hidden. They were all hidden.
Yeah.
oh wow.
This is
Let me.
so many
I'm going to
steps.
screen share so they can see what you're probably seeing. So here's one on my like. This is a post on my like page that I tagged my personal page in, and so well, first to go to the so first to tag my personal page, I do what Laura does, just in a different way. I just refresh the search bar up here, and then it goes to the, well, it didn't do it, but usually it goes to the old, maybe it's because it's not a new post, it goes to like the old view of like how it wasn't like a 3D image, it was like in the page. Does that make sense? Like I don't know, let's see. It's of course not going to do it. Okay, anyway, but down here, it was always hidden from timeline. So I just had to go back and say allowed on timeline, and then it would show up for me.
You can also go to your personal page. Oh, you're on my. if you go to your personal page and go, because I have a bunch like sitting there of random stuff people have tagged me in.
Yeah, my like page ones don't show up there in the pending.
Oh yeah, actually, now that you say that. Oh yeah, good point.
I don't know. It feels like there's no rhyme or reason sometimes. It just doesn't make
I
sense.
think it's because they change it so much. They just change what they're doing so much that it's like sort of impossible to even keep up with it. You just got to keep rolling.
Yeah.
I find that scheduling a couple posts on there a day really helps. And then I post a couple manually. That helps me to be consistent.
Yeah.
So
Laura Mendenhall, what are you doing right now? Are you going to go all like page, or what are you going to do?
I don't know. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be so lackadaisical about it. I did sign up for this training with this guy named Jesse Reagan. That was one of those. But, it was interesting because I know I have to pay for my knowledge. Like, I don't have time to spend 4 months learning it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to pay for his perspective. And so it taught me how to use the Power Editor. It taught me about, targeting groups and basically the admin stuff. So I started about a month ago. And I mean, I'm at a like ad right now where it's about 11 cents a like. So I feel good about that. He said it's ideal to have like anywhere from 5 to 10 cents per like if you're just trying to increase your audience, that's what I'm doing right now. I've not done anything called a dark post, which I'm assuming that means like a post that's inviting to a group where there's actually like an application. I've not done that yet.
Or does that mean through the Power Editor where you create a post but it doesn't show up on your feed?
So the ads that I create, none of them show up on my feed.
I see.
Yeah.
I create a campaign.
Yeah.
I create an ad set, and then I create an ad. It's not like I boost a post. He actually recommended you not boost posts. He recommended you only do ads. So and he says videos work much better. And so I've split test these things.
Yeah.
And so I've split tested where I have several videos and it has the same exact content, like page for daily motivation and fit mom tips. And I'll have that same exact statement on 4 different things. And I'll see which one of those ads do the best. And then I'll keep that ad, and then I'll keep that wording, that image or video, and then I'll market it to 4 different target audiences. And I'll see which one of those has the best. And so I'm trying to get it down where I can spend like 7 cents per like, and I can just have that ongoing at like $3 a day. Because then I could just say, okay, my marketing budget for likes is $100 a month. I'll get 3,000 likes a month, and then I can learn how to increase my engagement with all those new eyes. I don't know. That's what my plan is right now.
That's interesting, though. I mean, obviously you're doing something right because you're learning from somebody that knows what he's talking about. But I don't do that. I don't do that process really at all. I mean, I guess it's kind of the same, but very different at the same time. I post on the like page, like just like on the feed or whatever. I don't boost the post, but then I go create a ad or whatever the word is, and then it has that drop down of any recent right? Am I saying that right?
I've never done that. And how earlier you were saying that the ads you've created before is just your banner image. I was thinking I've never done that either. The only ads I have ever done have been completely separate from a post. And what I found more successful is like little 30-second workout videos.
Yeah.
Because videos have much higher affinity right now with Facebook because they're trying to bridge the gap. They're trying to be Periscope. They're trying to be YouTube.
Yeah. Right.
It depends on the goal you have. Like for me right now, I'm just trying to get new eyes.
Yeah.
And to see because I'm targeting a specific group of people that I want to work with. So I'm thinking, okay, what do they want? And so I'm trying to see who responds right now. It's still coaches. I'm like, I'm trying to get new people. I have had 2 or 3 people message me proactively, but other than that, I kind of feel stuck because I'm like, okay, I can't add you to my CRM because I can't message you. I really can't even friend request you unless you like something on my page. So I don't really know how to form somebody on my like page.
That's what Ashley was saying too. Okay. Yeah, this is so random. I should have paid attention to this more. I was going to show you guys what I do, and then we can all compare notes here. But there's, okay, so this is super random. I didn't even realize this one was doing so well. So just as a visual, just in case, and then you guys can share what maybe you're doing differently. But this is a sponsored ad I've got going on until January 7th, and it's just super short and sweet. It doesn't even say anything really after this. It just says, for those of you who've been messaging me, this is what's coming up, basically, is what it's saying. And it's got a $50. I did really cheap because I'm just trying some stuff out. So I only did $50, but it's at 11 cents a click right now. But the what I wanted to do was okay, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place here. But so like say I'm at my like page, right? And let's just say I wanted to do this one, mini avocado hummus quesadilla. I'll go here. This is my flow. I go create ads, boost your posts. Oh, that's what you're saying you don't do.
Yeah, I just go to create a new campaign.
Interesting.
Create an ad set and create an ad.
Create an ad set.
This looks different than mine.
It does. I actually never seen this on the left-hand side.
You're updating everything all the time.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so that's what I do though. I'll post like the challenge group or the training or whatever on my wall of my like page, go here, find it in this little sucker. And then I work on the targeting, and then that's what I do. And then I get this thing down as much as possible, this thing down as much as possible, mess with this crap, see what works basically.
Yeah. I honestly, and Peyton can tell you too, because she's in this training, but I need to go back, and there's 6 different modules and I'm on 4 now, but I need to go back and watch those modules like 5 more times, because he has really great golden nuggets. Like he has great advice. Like he says there's a specific strategy in how when you're targeting an audience, like how you can see their engagement, and you want to tag those like pages, or you want to bring your engagement, you want to bring the people down to like 100,000 for certain things, and some you want that your target audience to be 1 million.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, I didn't know any of this, but I need to go back and listen.
Yeah. So yours doesn't even look like that when you go to create an ad?
No, I think that when there are updates on Facebook, wait, I just want to manage ad instead of create ad.
I wonder if mine's different too, because it was started a long time ago.
Okay, well.
But we use the Power Editor.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys are power editing. Yeah.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you don't do the Power Editor?
I don't. I've read about it, but I don't use the Power Editor.
Why do we use it, Peyton? Just because he said we should?
Yeah.
I've heard that too, though. I mean, I think that's probably right.
You can target your audience in a completely different way with the Power Editor compared to like what Brittany was doing. It looks very similar, but like it's hard to, like the modules that he was talking about, like, okay, well, let's go through here and let's try to target running or runners. And then you can find like 20,000 different running places that you could target. It gets like super complicated, and there's lots of layers to it, which is why it's taken me so long to go through all these modules, because it's like information overload.
Yeah.
But the Power Editor, I think it shows you more too. Like,
I guess I just don't get that though, because then when somebody goes to your page and there's none of that quality content is there, you would just duplicate it and put it on there? I mean,
the videos that I have marketing my ad, I post daily workout videos
on there.
So it's not like a stock photo of some hot mama being like my page if you want to look like this, and they come and they're like, the girl has a side ponytail. I'm not digging it.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of what we're using the Power Editor for now, though, is just generating likes on our page, not necessarily a post.
I see.
So just trying to grow your market.
Huh. And that he said that once your audience, like once you get to a certain like, and I think Peyton said this, like if you get a 500 or 5,000, you earn privileges in like page world.
It's also because like one of the main reasons you do that is because you can make you can create conversion pixels, and then you make objective to convert website conversions, because if your objective is website conversions, then you're going to pay less overall once you get to that point. Because like, let's say you use a leads page or something like that, or a woofu form, and that's where your conversion pixel is, or let's say the thank you, you have a thank you page. So they do the woofu, then there's a thank you page. You put the conversion pixel on your thank you page, then you're only paying for people that have opted in, that have filled out a woofu. So you're going to pay a lot less because you're not just paying per impression or click. It's per
when they
completion.
Yeah, and so that's one of the things. And with the Power Editor, you can break it down. So like, let's say you wanted to keep using the same picture, but you wanted to word it a little bit differently, or you wanted to, it just makes it so you're not starting all the way over every time. You could do one campaign with 3 different image tests.
Yeah.
It's good. The Power Editor is what you're supposed to do, but that's kind of like why.
Yeah.
So have you used the Power Editor to get like for an actual post ever, or just for following?
I've tried it for everything, but the thing is I just don't have enough likes to make. I'm just wasting my money at this point. Like, I know what to do, but I don't get enough play, so I don't want to pay. Like, I've had times where I used it and I felt like, oh my gosh, this really worked. But it's like I don't want to pay $300 for 3 people.
Yeah.
And it's because I don't have enough. Okay. Yes. Pausing myself.
Yeah. Huh.
Again?
He was laying.
What is the guy's name that you guys are doing the modules of? Jesse something?
Jesse Reagan.
RAGAN?
Yeah.
He made like a lot of money from Smart Man. Was like, hey, everyone join this like page testing. And I mean, he had some impressive stats of like coaches that he's helped go from 0 to hero. And I think there's probably 300 maybe more coaches.
Oh, is that the guy with blonde hair that hosted like the webinar or something? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he was like, hey, I'm going to train everyone on like pages. Well, you know, good for him. It was like, hey, I'm going to bait you and hook you.
Right.
You know, buy my training. So I did. And it's been helpful. I just had to follow through with the training.
Yeah.
I mean, he made probably close to.
I remember that webinar. It gave me a weird feeling, but I'm glad he has good, valuable information. That's good.
Yeah. The only reason I was like, I'm not doing this. No, this is a scam. There's no way. But then he was like, if we get through this entire thing and you feel like it hasn't been valuable at all, I'll give you your money back.
Well, and not to be a snob, and I know this how it's going to sound, what I remember, and maybe I'm just forgetting, but the coaches he had speaking on the webinar were speaking from a following of like 1,000 or 2,000.
At the time of the original, when he got started, he said, hey, will you be a beta? And by the time they spoke on the webinar, they had 10, 15, 20,000.
In a matter of weeks. Gotcha. 8 to 12 weeks. Yeah.
So I see value in his training, and truly it's one of those things like with like pages, things are going to change, and there's a lot of trainings out there. Yeah. And at this point, we have to decide, like, you can either watch 100,000 webinars and you have to think, okay, what's more valuable right now, time or money? And I just was like, I need somebody to tell me a version of what to do. I'm going to test this out, see if it works for me. If that doesn't work, then I'm going to have to pay for somebody else to give me the knowledge, because I can read 40 different blogs for free, but I don't really know what's going to stick. I don't want to throw spaghetti at the wall.
Yeah.
So with like pages, there's so many things changing, and there's like, who said something about somebody else's training? I copy and pasted the Danielle recording. I'm going to watch that someday too. I think it might just be depending on your market, depending on what you've already done with Facebook, because if you started your page and you immediately started boosting your posts, Facebook is going to be like, okay, she'll boost her posts. She'll pay me money to have them seen, so I'm not going to show her post unless she pays me.
Yeah.
It's different per account. It's like you're dating Facebook and the big government.
Well, that makes me wonder, because I've been boosting posts for a long time. So it's really not that great.
So now everyone's depressed. Great.
Yeah. Thanks,
I've
Laura.
been boosting them for a long time too, but I think it can change. You just have to play around with it. And and message them to complain if you.
Yeah.
So what's everybody's game plan?
Clearly, we all have one.
Well, I wrote down like 4 pages of notes, so I guess I have some stuff to work with now.
Yeah.
I actually do have a game plan because I don't have enough money to like pour into if I don't know if it's going to work right now. I mean, like I know what to do. Like I said, it's just not, I don't want to spend $300 on 300 likes or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is my game plan. I don't know exactly when I'm going to do it and how many times, but I'm going to do it starting this week, next week. I'm going to say something like, I'm going to do a giveaway, and I'm maybe a couple of giveaways, and I'm going to say, doing this, big Christmas giveaway. Here's what you have to do to win. You have to share my page. You have to, I wrote this down just a second. Because I talked to Keyshawn today, and I was like telling her I want to do this. She's like, I just want to cruise because I did something like that. I'm like, well, what'd you do? She said you had to share it. You had to like it. Share the like page, like the post, and then you have to give your email. So like a woohoo form or a lead page. So like I'm going to say, I'm going to give away this. And, choose, one winner, share it, like it, and then click here. So I can notify you by email if you won. Plus I'll send you just for entering my free planner guide or something like that. So that's my plan, is like, maybe it will work, but if it doesn't, it will cost me like $20 instead of $300. So that's my plan. If anybody else.
I think I'm going to do a lead page, like grocery list for New Year's, like a clean eating crash course or something, like a 1-page lead page. I think is what I'm going to do. An email collector with a lead page.
So they just get one thing from you?
Yeah. They give me their email. They get a pretty PDF with like a clean eating grocery crash course or something, and then they share that or something along those lines is the plan. And then and more generally speaking, just getting way more niche with my like page is my goal right now, just to figure out what that's going to look like for me. And honestly, I'm gonna do more research on Power Editor and the tracking pixels to my website, but I'm going to keep doing my ongoing posts for right now.
How much are you spending a month, Brittany, and how many people are you getting from it? That like helps me. My brain just is like, okay, need to budget. This is what it is.
Paying customers, or the interaction is a lot. I get a lot of woohoo forms. Actual paying people.
Yeah.
I would say I average anywhere between 20 to 30 successful points a month, and it's from
that.
Yeah.
And how much are you spending a month?
I pay probably $800 a month, $800 to $1,000 a month.
And that's building and converting to sales. So
yeah.
Okay.
But honestly, I probably should be paying more for the ads that are effective, but that's what I'm comfortable with right now. So.
And you feel like that's worth it as far as like income growth? Because like I look at and I'm like, okay, so let's see, $1,000 for 30 success club points. Let's say that's 15 people, 15 times 30 $40 or whatever like that. It's it's not, that doesn't equal.
It's half and half. That's why I need to get more niche, because 3 of my brand new coaches from last month are replicas of me down to the dog. But
they're from that.
No offense to them. I hope it grows on them. I hope we become best friends. But everybody else, it's a shot in the dark.
Okay, but you feel like long term.
I think I could get, if I were better, I think it could be better. Yeah, if I were more detail oriented with what I'm posting and attracting more niche people, I think it could be better.
Would you say like a game plan for us less popular people would be maybe something like spend our money in getting likes, and then once we get to about 10,000, start doing like boosting more posts and ads.
Yeah.
That's a good plan.
I wouldn't spend money on post ads until you have the following to interact with the ads. And honestly, it's out of left field, but I would say do YouTube, because I mean, YouTube is, I mean, not easy, but it's way easier to get traction, share, especially in the network, you know, to get your videos out there. And then of course you can use, you know, not the YouTube link, but you can use the video file on your Facebook page. You know,
How much are you paying for like ads on YouTube?
no, I should look into it though.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
How much information, like team valuable information, do you feel like on YouTube, like what level of information do you feel like don't share above that level or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I share everything. I don't honestly do as many videos as I should, but for public, I mean, obviously I do a lot just to post on my PS page, but when I was building traction, I did 2 to 3 a week, and it was anything that I was going to give to my team, I just put public. I don't know. It's never harmed me, for sure. It just brought people to me who were serious about the business because they saw value in what I was saying, you know, or how I was mentoring. But I mean, I don't have anything like you though. I mean, you have some pretty, you know, fancy resources. I don't. So I might think of it a little differently, you know, with the kind of stuff that you have, but I don't really have that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, even just the few things that you've told me about, it's just like, whoa.
Well, it's not like, I mean, you're doing 10 million times better. So I'm basically trying to figure out how in the heck my kids, they're doing Kung Fu on my poofs right now. Like, how I can be successful with my life I have now. So like, that's where everything comes from. But I just think because I feel the scarcity of time, I feel like this maybe like, do I protect my information? Because then what about people that have 16 hours a day to work? Am I, you know, it's like, I don't know. Like I come from this background of more guarded information because it's just a dog eat dog, everybody. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, maybe that's just.
I mean, I see what you're saying though. I mean, I think it's wise to, you know, to create the truth is that your team has access to, like, you know, elevated kind of information. I mean, it's, you know, it's stuff that other people don't necessarily have, but, I mean, if I were you, I would probably do videos with just teasers, to be honest. Maybe not give it all, but give highlights or give bullet points or something like that, to where they're either interested in more or, you know, something like that. I mean,
that's smart. That's the perfect answer. That makes sense. If I was I mean, it's not like I have anything mind blowing to share right now. I'm trying to figure it out myself. But let's say I did.
I think you do, honestly. I think sometimes it's a matter of, I don't know how some of you do what you do, honestly, because I feel overwhelmed on almost a daily basis. And it's like, I just can't get my foot in front of the other one sometime when I'm trying to implement a new thing, you know, like page or like blog or like a lead page or whatever. It's hard. It's hard. It's not easier the more, you know, whatever successful you are, whatever the term is. But, I think just exposure is the biggest. I mean, the biggest factor is exposure. Like, what size audience are you in front of? And like you guys are all saying to yourselves, like, how can I grow that audience? And to me, I mean, YouTube is a no-brainer to me. And I'm saying that to myself because I've been lazy with it. But I mean, YouTube, it's not a waste of time. It'll pay you back 10 times, and then it also helps your cold market. So.
How do they, like, you put a video up, how important is it to, like, what else you say? Do you just say, like, here's my email?
The title matters. I don't know. I can't tell you too much about it, but labeling matters, just like a blog, and title matters.
Are they emailing you? Do they just be like, hey, I want you you know?
People who find me on YouTube email me. Yeah. Or they find me on Facebook and then follow me for a little while until they're ready to email me.
And you just have, like, here's my Facebook and email or whatever somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, when I was real good about it, I would just put my Facebook and my email in the comments of every video. And then I think my YouTube is linked now. I can't remember, but yeah. So there's a point of contact somewhere on every video, ideally.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just waiting for these tipping points. It's like the fitness. It's like I spent 32 years of my life thinking that I could never have abs, you know?
Yeah.
Then you're like, I'm trusting in this program. I'm going to trust it. I'm going to trust it. I'm going to trust it. And it happens. And it's like, I know it's going to happen, but it just would be nice to know, like, is it 10,000 likes? Is it 50 videos? Is it putting you know what I mean? It's like, it just kind of helps you put that next foot.
I mean, but like the stuff that you create, like when you created that, I forget what it's called, but it was all a bunch of like fall recipes, like stuff like that. I mean, to me, that's what I would want to be a part of, you know? I mean,
it's not, we'll see. We'll see if that works, but I know it's going to work. It's just not there yet.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've told you guys this a million times, but it's different now than it was 3 years ago, you know, but I put my information out there public for all to see, whether it was like page, personal page, or YouTube. I positioned myself as a leader in Matt Way's groups. Then her coaches saw me as a leader, cared about what I posted on my page for whatever reason, shared my videos in their new coach training. So it's kind of like, it paid me back to be generous with information. It paid me back in affinity, which then brought me other people, you know? So it's kind of like, which is kind of brings me back to the power editor thing that I don't really understand, because it's like, if the I mean, and maybe like you said, this is just to promote the page, not necessarily the likes, but if there's a post on a like page that has 385 likes and 75 comments, I'm going to look at it versus one that has 3. And I'm like, oh, nobody cares about that, you know? So that's what I'm having trouble understanding with Power Editor stuff.
The Power Editor, you can choose if you want to make it one of your posts that you already have published, or if you want to make it dark. So the reason you would make it dark is like an evergreen system where it's like, well, it's what you're doing. Like, I want to run an ad every single day for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But but it just changes if you don't want it to say sponsored, or it does say sponsored, but it looks more like, and it looks like it comes up like it's a post, not like it's an ad.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It looks like a post. That's why you do it. If you want to make it go forever without it like always being on your like page forever, but you want it to look like a post, that's what they're saying.
And dark posts don't ever show up on your like page. So it's not like if someone went to your like page, they wouldn't see it there.
I wonder if mine show up as posts or what they show up as.
I'll screenshot yours.
Okay.
I want to run a fitness.
Never see our own. I don't know what they look like. Yeah, I mean, I think you all have the basics down. It's just a matter of compounding them and doing them more, you know? I mean, or not doing them more, but doing them so that more people see them, I guess is what I'm trying to say, you know? So more eyes are on them. James Wedmore is a good resource. Oh, James Wedmore.
Yeah, I listened to a podcast he did on one of the Platinum Presenter calls. They have a
cross train.
And he talks about how to title them and stuff like that to get your videos ranked so that they're higher ranked and pop up sooner.
Okay.
The call tonight was really good, by the way. I loved everything that Jessica had to share. Was like, can you please just take notes for me?
I thought it was so good because she was, I think, more specific than a lot of people are.
So specific. I'm literally going to go back and like write down every single script and like every single lesson she said. And I mean, I'm not a big groups training person, but I'm like, I would do that training. I would, yes.
That's on my big list, is to redevelop scripting for the team.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. Well, my husband is passed out on the beanbag, so I gotta close this meeting soon. But you guys want to stay on longer? I mean, I can pop in.
I mean, unless anybody else has anything to share or talk about, I'm good.
All right, cool. It was so awesome to meet. Maybe we should do another one on YouTube. I would love to talk more about YouTube and stuff sometime. Now I feel like I should push more with YouTube too. But
Does anyone do Periscope?
I haven't started that yet.
I
Way
tried for a little while.
Way too boring for Periscope, I've decided.
It's weird.
Another living
It's
human
hard.
in my house. I mean, it's just boring.
It's hard to get a following. That's what I think is the weird thing. Like, how in the heck are you supposed to? I mean, unless you're into Twitter, I feel like you have to. I don't know. I do have a friend who does kind of like what you were saying, Brittany, with the affinity. I have a friend who's like at the top of the unique makeup thing.
Yeah.
And she has like 2,000, well, she probably has way more now, Periscope followers. And they're mostly other unique people. So that adds to that popularity. So she adds a lot of unique business value, which is how, so I almost feel like, I mean, no one's going to like get on it and think like, oh yeah, Ashley's going to share a fitness tip. I'm going to have 5,000 followers. But if you're giving out your business tips, then you might get a lot of, coaches. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you could just be like, sorry, coaches, not talking to you today.
That's the only, as an introvert, I don't know, Ashley, your life is pretty interesting. So, I mean, I feel like there's always something fun going on, or to me it's fun. But, I feel like for me, the only value I would really ever add is like a Q&A for like the network, which is like, is that really what Periscope is for? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I think she does. Her name's Kara Newton, if you ever want to follow her. She almost named one of her daughters Olivia. I was like, you cannot do that, Olivia Newton. She didn't. But
John? What?
yeah.
She exists?
Sarah, is that question for me? I can't tell what is happening here. Yeah, it's doing weird things over here.
So maybe.
I don't know.
Laura may just need to get, I think she needs to get off. Because she may be trying to cancel.
Little kitty, though.
Yes, Brittany, it's for you.
Okay.
She's like trying to get my feet constantly.
Oh, she needs a playmate.
Other than the dog who tries to like kill her. So. All right, ladies.
Thank
It was really good to
Thank
see
you.
everybody.
That was really
That's
helpful.
nice.
Okay. You guys have a good night.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.